The Acolyte Episode 4, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Episode 4 of The Acolyte is now out for you guys to go and check out. And look, I know you guys are going to be in the comments like, yo, you didn't like the first 3 episodes. Why are you continually watching The Acolyte? It's because there's a chance I could be swayed and enjoy this season overall. I think it deserves a chance for me to go, you know what? I didn't enjoy the first 3 episodes. I don't agree with what they've done, but I'm going to give it a chance for the next ones and see if they can change my mind. I've had this happen with other series before. So, Episode 4, to me, is the better episode out of the 3 that had already come. This one, to me, is the best one. This is the one that I enjoyed the most. I do have issues with this episode, though, so we'll get into that right now. First issue is not necessarily an Acolyte issue. It's a freaking Disney issue with them doing 30-minute episodes. It just does not work. This formula does not work. You get into this episode and you're there and it's like, it feels like it's just starting. You're like, yes, here we go. We are getting into this episode. I'm excited. You know, the Jedi are coming out, the Sith, well, if he's a Sith Lord, whatever he is, he's there as well. And you're sitting there and you're like, let's go. It's about to go. Boom. Credits. I feel like I've just got into this episode. I'm just into it. I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to go. Like, I'm fully invested in this episode, what's going on. And then it's just like, here. Guess what? Not today. This felt like it still had 10 to 15 minutes at least, minimum, to go. And it frustrates me so much because it just does not feel like it's a full-length episode. It's annoying. It is the most frustrating thing about it because it deserves more. Like, these shows deserve to have what Andor had with the 45-minute length episodes where you feel like you're getting enough in it. This did not feel like it had enough in it at all. Another issue I had with this one is May herself. Man, she come around very quickly to changing her mind. She didn't want to do this anymore. She didn't want to be a part of that. She all of a sudden, I'm going to surrender to the Jedi. I'm going to give up this. There was no, the thing about what I love about Star Wars and the characters, especially when you deal with Force users, is the struggle that they have internally. Do I want to do this because it's good? Or am I going down the dark path here? What am I doing? There was no struggle. We didn't see that struggle. It just happens all of a sudden. She's just walking through the forest and she goes, the old mate leaves and she goes, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. So that's a frustration I have as well with it is you didn't show me that. I wanted to see her internally struggle so that when this decision is made, I'm like, okay, I'm on board with what you're doing, May. But from what we've seen from May, nothing ever suggests that she was just going to turn like that. There was no build up to that. There was nothing to that. Last episode, when she saw her sister, she could have been like, we could have been seeing the consequences of her. This is what I mean by the 30-minute episodes. You could have 10 to 15 minutes here where you can dive into that stuff at the start of the episode. You can have May traveling there. Her internal thoughts, her struggling with coming to terms of her sister still being alive. It starting to sway her in the Force. Instead, it just happened so quick because we have only 30 minutes to get everything in, including credits. We have to get everything in here. So you can't go past it. You can't add that stuff in there. That is a problem with this show, is there's just not enough depth to the characters for us to go into. Which is a shame because I want to like it, man. I really do. Now, the things I did like about this episode. Soul. Give me a spin-off of Soul himself. I don't care. I want to see that guy all the time. He is so good, that character. He feels like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan together. He feels like it. And it's just, he's such a compelling character. He's the most compelling Jedi in this whole entire thing that we've got. And I'm loving what he's doing. Like, when he's having that conversation with Osha about, like, look, May's still your family, though. Like, yeah, she's done bad things. She's killed people in that. But she's still ultimately your family. No Jedi would normally say that. No Jedi would say that. But see, Soul is like Qui-Gon, where he understands the attachment and everything like that. And you see that. And that is so good. How they have got the writing for Soul right, but yet the writing for May is awful. And it just... That's the annoying thing about it. That's the most frustrating thing about it. So I enjoyed that as well. I enjoyed them walking through. Like, I must say, the design of the forest and that was cool. It was really nice to watch. And that felt like Star Wars. It felt like I was transported to another, world, and it's like expanding the world a bit, which is what I like. So that was great as well. Obviously, the big thing is the Sith is there now. He knows, well, is he a Sith? I don't know. Whatever he is, the guy with the red lightsaber, we'll just call him for now. He's there. The Jedi have now, met him there. So what's going to happen with that? Because we just saw, the most frustrating thing is they're about to come and he just blows them away. And I'm kind of like, okay, what's about to happen here? Let's go. And then nothing. So that's frustrating, but it looked cool in that. He can levitate too. If you guys saw that in the episode, he can levitate down. So that, I like how they're using the Force like that, because that makes sense, because you can use the Force to levitate down. So that was a cool little add-on that I liked as well. Now, obviously, if you guys notice, there's a character in here. You notice it? I don't know. He's not on the planet, though. I didn't see him on the planet. But you guys will know if you have seen it. I don't want to give it away. There is a character there. I want to see if you guys saw it. Not in the actual scene where they're talking in the, the planning room, wherever they're planning what they're going to do and that. It looked like they were on the ship, and there's someone sitting down there. And I'm sure you guys know it's a character that many people loved and wanted to see more of, and unfortunately died in Revenge of the Sith. So we saw him in there, because he's technically alive during this period. So there's that. Now, the green lady. I'm sorry, she can't act. Every time she's on screen, it's just, there's nothing there when she acts. I don't think she's a good actress, and that character is just annoying. And I just don't understand. Like, they don't discuss this with the council or anything like that. So unless they're changing all that, and they're not bringing that in here for this series, because this seems like a pretty serious situation that needs to go to the council, because we've seen other things go to the council all the time, and it's got to be deliberated and talked about, and like, yeah, we're going to do this and everything like that. We grant you permission to go do that. They seem like they have their own authority here in this time period. So whether or not they've changed that, and this is just like, yeah, I have the authority to give this mission a go, you can go. I don't know. But look, overall, much better than the last 3 episodes. I actually was engaged in this episode and enjoyed this episode more. Just annoyed and frustrated at certain things that happened in this episode. And the runtime, man. Like I said, it's not an Acolyte problem. It's a freaking Disney problem, because this isn't the first series to do it. This won't be the last series to do it. The MCU has done it, and the Star Wars, they've done it on multiple times, and it's frustrating. It really is. And it pisses me off how they do that. It really does. Because you just get into the episode, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, over. And I'm like, well, it feels like I'm missing time here. And like, you could add little context to May and her struggle with the Force internally. Like, do I want to be good? Do I want to be bad? Like, that could have been, if you added that in at the start of this episode goes up even better. So, yeah. Anyway, so we are going to continue on and whatever. So let me know what you thought. Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.